Hey guys, Tyler here. Today we're finally going to be doing the Forge World Vehicles Guide for the Renegades and Heretics. Now, you could use this video also if you're just doing Astra Militarum and you want to know about what some of the vehicles are and such, but this is going to be specifically focused for the Renegades and Heretics players, or just people who want to play these vehicles in Chaos. Now, I think I'm going to go over the Knights in a different video. So this is just going to be all of the base vehicles. I might have to jump around a little bit because they added some for the erratas, and I'm pretty positive they are not in alphabetical order. So it's going to sort of be a pain in the arse to get them all. But yeah, so I'm at least going to try to keep it as cohesive as possible. But yes. Alright, so the first thing we got is none of these. No, we don't got that. We might have this. That's weird. Griffin Pattern Chimera. No, not that. No. No, sadly. I mean, the normal one's better than this one because of the cannon's better than that one in most things, but Salamander Scout Tank is the first one. All right. So this thing has bad weapon skill, just the average ballistic skill. It has exactly 10 wounds, so it gets the damage track, which would be nice if it just had one less, so it didn't. So it's toughness 7, which is pretty good. Strength 6, 10 wounds. Moves pretty fast at full health. So basically, they all have an autocannon or heavy bolter. Autocannons aren't that good, especially with something that has a sucky weapon skill. It can take a hunter killer missile, and it may take a storm bolt or a heavy stubber. So basically, these things are not that. I mean, they do an okay job. I mean, like, they have okay-ish stats. I mean, the main reason you want to take them is the scout vehicle. And that's, yeah, so you get to move it up 9 inches from where it starts. So, I mean, it just lets you move fast. But, I mean, there's better things you can use than these. But if you really like them, it's not like you're really shooting yourself in the foot by using them. They're basically like armored sentinels almost. Alright, so next thing we got is... not that. Like I said, this is just weird because it's wonky how they got the stuff. Not that. This one, yes. Okay, Armageddon Pattern Medusa. So these guys have a normal Medusa too. But it, like I said, I've said this on the videos, the index is so awful, some of the names don't even match up right. So I'm pretty positive there isn't just a Medusa in this book. So, we'll have to wait and see, because I've looked through it a lot, and I'm pretty positive it's not here. But okay, Armageddon Pattern Medusa. This is basically, the Armageddon Pattern stuff is just tougher versions. So, Toughness 7. Toughness 8 is always the best, but 7's not awful. Toughness 7. Because, the problem is the Strength 4 stuff can nick it on 5s, and that messes it up pretty bad. So, Toughness 7, 12 wounds, so tougher than the last thing. Same damage track and movement. So, the reason it's called a Medusa, the main reason you take it is for the Medusa Siege Cannon. So, it is basically... it's similar to the one Lehman Russ cannon, the Demolisher cannon, but you always get D6, but only does D3. And since it's a mortar, you can shoot people you can't see. So that doesn't always matter, because normally you can maneuver around it pretty well, but it's still a useful thing. So it has a heavy bolter. You can replace the heavy bolter with a heavy flamer. Not normally worth it, really. Heavy bolters are pretty good just because they're cheap and they're decent guns. You can take a hunter killer missile, that's always nice. Then take a storm bolt or a heavy stubber. I love heavy stubbers, not because they're good, just because they're cool. Okay. And it doesn't have no special rules. I mean, smoke launchers is okay once in a while, but like on a tank like this that should be able to shoot anything at once, not that amazing. Vehicle squadron, just so it can team up. Colossal Bombard, another one that they can take. So this one's just like a really big siege cannon mortar thing. I think it's a pretty expensive model actually. So it has very low movement. Well, not very low, but comparatively pretty low movement for a vehicle just because it moves slowly. It's a giant mortar thing. Sucky ballistic skill of 4, 5, 6. You know, not the worst, but really that's about as worse as it can get if it has 3 tracks and changes each time. So it does have toughness 8, so that is very good. 12 wounds. More wounds would have been nice, but meh. Save 3+. At the end of the video, I'm going to go over the points, because it would just be too much of a pain to look back and forth, really. There's just so much stuff. So over the end, I'll just say which ones I think are just way too expensive and which ones are okay. Because basically, like, almost all the Forge World stuff is just meh at best, really. Like, none of it's super amazing. But, like, a decent amount of it's, like, passable or usable. So I'll do that at the end. So, what's the main thing of this? The Colossal Siege Mortar. So you get heavy 2d6, strength 6, which is okay, but strength 6 stuff is just weird. Minus 2-8. Well, I mean, it's good for killing infantry, but tanks and stuff, it's not as good because it only wounds on 5s. AP minus 2d through damage. It can hit things it can't see. I mean, 240 range, it can hit anything. And no cover, which is good too. They can take heavy bolter or a heavy flamer, then a storm bolter or a heavy stubber. And then no special rules besides that. So it's just you can shoot anything you want with it basically. And it's okay. Its gun's not really that amazing. It depends on how expensive it is if it's really worth it, but they don't have this. They do have this, I think. I'm looking. Oh, yeah, Earthshaker battery. They do have this. And like I said, I'm sorry this one's going to be a little iffy. That's just because it's... Okay, can I see the adjustment you've made here? Okay, Earthshaker battery. Now, these are like the artillery things. Awesome, amazing idea. They all suck, though. Because... Well, no, not all of them suck. But, the one I really liked sucks. That's why I said that I'm sorry for being biased. So these are basically artillery things. They can't move. One of the things we can't have is like an artillery tractor that can move them. So basically they're like the stationary gun platforms. Earthshaker cannon, 4+ ballistic skill always, 4 strength, 7 toughness, which is nice, 7 wounds, which is nice, 4 up safe, which is okay. Just got like Earthshaker cannon, so strength 9, AP crossed out. So I'm gonna look we'll look at this real quick to see what it is. It should be here because this is the fact. I had to look it up to see which other stuff they got. Okay, so yeah, it's up here. It's up here. Okay. I'm guessing it's going to be AP minus 3 then, if that's minus 3. I mean, I'm not going to waste more time, but I'm going to assume that's what it wants. I'm going to assume that's what it's saying. Okay, so it's AP minus 3 then and D3. So roll 2 dice for the number of attacks. Close result. So I mean, this thing seems to be pretty awesome. I mean, that's a pretty good attack. Like I say, I'll have to see how expensive they are points wise, but I mean, that looks okay. That's good enough. Oh, maybe Earthshaker battery, Earthshaker carriage battery. Okay, this is one of the ones they fact to let us have. Oh, I'm going to point this out a few times. They need to fact it so they can take the MANTICORE and Furnace. I'm just going to put it out there. You guys need to fact it, alright? I need to take mine. I bought one specifically to take it with these guys, and they can't. So you need to make that happen. Alright, thanks. Alright, Earthshaker Carriage Battery. Just like the other thing, but... Oh, that one's one of the ones where it doesn't have any crew, so this one's going to have crew. Alright. So same stat line as the other one, but it has crew. Is that really the only difference? Like, look, it just crosses stuff out, and then it's so non-interactive I can't even see what it says. So yeah, that's all it is. It's the same thing as that one, but it has a crew. Okay. Griffin Mortar Carrier, that is one of them, I believe. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. They just call it Griffin. I'm going to assume this is what it means by Griffin. For the Renegades and Heretics, the stuff they can take. I could be wrong. I'm pretty positive I'm right, though. So just please don't crucify me if I'm wrong here. So Griffin Mortar Carrier. 4 plus 5 plus 6 up ballistic skill like all this stuff has. Slow move, but it can still move, which is nice. 7 toughness, 11 wounds. Okay stats. 3 up save. It's nice, you know. Good enough. Probably decently cheap. So, Griffin Mortar Carrier, what's its gun? Griffin Heavy Mortar. And it also has a heavy bolter. Can take a heavy stubber or a heavy bolt, heavy stubber or storm bolter. Could replace heavy bolter with heavy flamer. Its gun, heavy D6, strength 6, minus 1 AP, D3. So you get 2 dice, discard the lowest when making the attack. Can hit anybody even if it can't see them, and they do not gain cover. So pretty meg gun, really. Like, it's, what are you going to do? Maybe kill, like, nothing. It's not very good gun. Then no special rules besides that, so nothing that amazing there. I mean, maybe if it's cheap, it's okay. Heavy Mortar Battery. Alright. Alright, yep. They get them. So, it's a heavy mortar. It has the 3 crew. You can get more mortars. I don't know why these are crossed out. I mean, that's what it does. Alright, so its gun is literally the same as the thing above it, but it just gets to hit people who it can't see. So it's really sucked. So it's just like a worse version of that can't move and it's crewed by artillery. But hey, if it's half the price, you know. Toughness 7, which is nice, but it only has 6 wounds, 4 save. If someone's throwing dark lances or blast cannon shots into it's going to blow up. But I mean, okay. Like, the gun's not that good, but, I mean, hey, it's something. Now, this is the one I like. It's straight worse than the Wyvern, but I was really excited for this thing. Alright, so Heavy Quad Launcher Battery. 4 plus, ballistic skill, 4 strengths, toughness 7, nice. Weapon skill 6, 4 up save. Guardsman crew. So, Heavy Quad Launcher gun. Heavy 4d6, strength 5, no AP, D1. It can target anybody that's not visible to bear. So basically, the difference between this and the Wyvern is that the Wyvern gets to reroll its wound rolls, which is very good because you're going to be hitting all the vehicles on 5. So being able to reroll is pretty good because that takes you from what a third chance of wounding to like vaguely. Now this is not the exact chances, but vaguely 50, well no, it's roughly like 50% chance that you're going to have 50 of them wound then. But this doesn't have it. So it's not as good. Actually, the Wyvern might only have strength 4, I forget. But there's something the Wyvern had that was worse than this guy. But yeah, these things are good. I think they went up in points, so they're not super worth it. But I really like them. I think they're pretty cool. But the Wyvern, no, yeah. The Wyvern, the mortar one, is way better than them just because it can move. It's not that many more points, and it gets the rerolls. I'm looking real quick to see if they changed the points. It might have been in something else too, I forget. Like I said, these facts are not very good. Broken facts for a broken book. Like, not broken in a good way, I'm saying like broken like it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. Hydra battery. So for some reason, these guys are not allowed to have the Hydra battery. Not that they need the Hydra battery, but they're not allowed to have it. Don't get this guy. I mean, it says Lehman Russ, right? It says they can take Lehman Russ battle tanks and Lehman Russ demolishers. But I don't think, I mean, you see, it's just broken words. Like, broken words. Like, they don't, just broken. The stuff, because, like, oh, they should be able to take these guys. No reason why not, but nope. So skip over all those things. Malicore Annihilator, they can take Malicores. All the Malicore, oh no, they only get to take one, never mind. So Malicore Defender is the only one they can take. So they should be able to take that, but nope. Malicore Defender. So this thing's pretty cool. I like it. It just has 7 heavy bolters and a demolisher cannon. So, you know, it can get rid of some of the heavy bolters for auto cannons or las cannons. But I mean, come on, you got to go all the bolters. So yeah, I mean, this thing's okay. It's probably pretty expensive for what it does, really. Toughness 8, 18 wounds for it, 3-up save. I mean, the problem is it has no invuln save, so anything that's -4 is just going to wreck it. But I mean, it's got good guns. 7 heavy bolters is going to shred, like, a lot of stuff. It can damage anything, really. But amazing at killing, like, just infantry guys. Demolisher cannon, very good gun. Yeah, just normal breakdown of the ballistic skill and stuff. Pretty nice. Add 1 to the hit rolls made for when firing Overwatch. So with all those heavy bolters, you get 21 heavy bolter shots hitting on 5. So, I mean, you'll probably... Oh, and Demolisher Cannon's nice, too, to have that. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, so just weird stuff with the broken, weird rules. No Malicore Heavy Tank either. I am going to go over the Malicore Infernus because they're going to fac it so these guys can take it at some point. I'm not going to stop until they do. So this guy's awesome. The other ones are all bad, but this guy's amazing. He's so cool. So Strength 7, Toughness 8, what you need. Wounds 18, Strength 3 up. Main thing, this guy, Inferno Gun, Giant Flamethrower. That's actually good. This edition, like, all the flamer stuff is sucked, but this guy's is pretty decent. Alright, so you got the 2 options. So you got the Chemical Fuel Heavy 2d6. It automatically hits. Wounds on a 2+ against everything but vehicles. So this is really good for killing just random... Oh, yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid for hitting anything. I mean, like, tough units with multiple wounds that have invuln saves. I mean, it's not... I mean, it can kill probably 1 or 2 of them, so it's not the best, but it's good enough. Now, this is the ones that's really nice. Flammable Fuel. 2d6, 7, -2, 2. Automatically hits. This thing can hit anything, really. It can hit, like, all but, like, the Toughness 8... It can still even hit the Toughness 8 vehicles, but... Toughness 7 and below vehicles, it wrecks. It wrecks guys, it wrecks marines, it wrecks everything, so it's awesome. So you can pick the fuels, they're both free, you just get to switch. It can take 2 heavy stuffers, 2 autocannons, 2 heavy bolters, 2 heavy flamers, or 2 las cannons. Might as well do the heavy flamers, but, you know, to each your own. Titanic Explosion, so it blows up. This thing has a tractor with fuel on the back of it. One of the coolest models. Manticore battery. Oh, I've made a mistake. They can take the Malicore Heavy Tank, I'm sorry. Okay, so same thing as the other ones. Same ballistic skill thing, toughness 8, wounds 18, 3-up save. But its main thing is it has a battle cannon, a heavy bolter, 2 heavy stubbers. So it can take 2 autocannons or las cannons to the heavy stubbers. A heavy bolter with the las cannon, so you can get 3 las cannons on it, and a hunter killer. I mean, that's pretty decent. So the battle cannon, just like the normal Lehman Russ one. So this one's just a beefier Lehman Russ that can have a bunch of las cannons on it. Probably not worth it for the price. The Lehman Russes are just so good. I mean, Demolisher Lehman Russ or Punisher Cannon Lehman Russ are both amazing. Manticore battery, which we do not have. Oh yeah, we do. We did have the Medusa carriage battery. Oh. I was confused because it's right here. Okay, Medusa cannon battery. Same stats as most of these things. Toughness 7, wound 7, 4-up save. It's got the crew. The crew need to be around it to fire it, obviously. Medusa siege gun has 2 types of shells. So one shell goes slightly farther. Is good against buildings. You know, everybody plays with buildings nowadays. Standard shells. Oh, so you actually have to see the building for the breacher shells, but the other ones you don't have to see the people. I mean, both pretty good guns. Like not amazing guns, but good enough. Rapier, laser destroyer. Okay, yeah, they screwed. Look, oh, broken book. Yeah, 3-up save on the guardsman crew, toughness 4, strength 4. This must have been from they had Space Marines or something. Oh no, why is it 4+? I don't know. Weird stuff. Okay. So this thing's pretty awesome. Just a giant laser for its gun. It has strength 12, so pretty nice. It's going to be wounding like all normal vehicles on a 3. -4 AP, wrecks everything basically. D6 damage. There's a chance it does 2d6 or 3d6 damage. That's pretty gnarly. Pretty cool thing. So then the next thing we got here is Saber weapons platform. We don't have. Those things are just goofy. They were some of the first stuff, but no. Don't have this thing. Don't have that thing. Don't have that. Don't have that. Don't have this. Don't have this. That thing's pretty cool. It just... How many people? Yeah, 35 people. They don't make it anymore, I don't think. Everybody wants it. Can't take that. Dominus Armored Siege Bombard. We could have this. No, we don't. Oh, maybe the Gorgon's the one everybody likes. I think but they're both cool. The Crassus one. Now, for some reason, they could just take all the Macharius tanks now. Macharius tank. Even beefier than the MANTICORE tanks. So strength 8 with a 5-up weapon skill. Toughness 8, 22 wounds, 3-up save. So he can fall back and still shoot or charge. Fire its weapons if any enemies are within 1. But only its side weapons can hit the guys in front of it. And then half of it has to be in cover. So it has a Macharius battle cannon, a twin heavy stubber, and 2 heavy stubbers. Okay, that's very specific. So 2 heavy stubbers to 2 heavy bolters or 2 heavy flamers. It can take another heavy stubber or storm bolter, and it can take a hunter killer missile. Macharius battle cannon, pretty decent. I wish the AP was better, but so you get 2d6. And none of these, I don't know how much these takes are going to be worth their points. We'll have to see, but so 2d6, which is pretty. I mean, you're going to get like 7 shots roughly. Strength 8, which is what you need. Minus 2 AP, which is meh, but still okay. D6 damage, which is nice. Then its other stuff's good. So, I mean, it's okay tank. The Omegon. Oh, this is the Plasma one. Alright, so same thing as the last one, but its gun's different. They can take two autocannon heavy bolters or flamers. Take a hunter killer missile, storm bolter, or heavy stubber. And it doesn't have to take those, it may. Okay, so you get the pick between the plasma ones. So normal is 8 minus 3, 2. So that's like the normal plasma thing. And then if you overcharge it, you get 9 minus 3, 3. And for each hit roll of a 1, you take a more wound. That's pretty good stats on something. 'Cause I mean, wounded on 3s, minus 3 AP, 3 damage. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, for how big of a tank it is, it's nothing amazing, but it's still a pretty good gun. Vanquisher. Okay, so same thing as the other one, just has the Vanquisher cannon. Same thing as the last one with what it could take, like as the extra stuff. Blast shells. So this is more like the Horde heavy infantry one. 2d6, 8 minus 2 d3. Or armored piercing shells heavy 2, 9 minus 3 d6. So I mean that's pretty good. You only get 2 shots with it, but it's nice anti-armor. Vulcan. This one's pretty cool. Okay, well, what's the difference? Oh, thank you for being broken. Oh. That's just weird stuff, but yeah. So, this guy's pretty cool. If he doesn't move, you get 30 shots with his cannon. It can take the same stuff. His thing's nice, though. You get 30 shots, then strength 6, which, I mean, kills the infantry. Not that amazing against vehicles, but still okay, hitting on 5. Minus 2 AP, which is good. 2 damage, which is good. So, pretty good thing. I mean, it's really expensive. You can get the Lehman Russ Punishers that have 40 shots, but I mean, this thing's shots are better, so you know. Marauder Bomber, which I wish they could take, but they can't. The big planes are pretty cool. They can take the Minotaur artillery tank. I almost got one of these. I really like them. They're not super worth it for the points, because I think you can get like 3 basilisks for roughly the points of what this costs, and points wise, and it only has a twin cannon. So roll 4 dice, pick the 2 highest for the number of shots you get. Strength 9, minus 3. Oh, this is the one they made minus 3. So I don't know if they meant to make them all be minus 3, I'm guessing. So 9, minus 3, d3 damage. And it can hit anybody, even if you can't see him. Really big range. So good toughness, good weapon good wounds. Now it's nice that this thing has heavy front armor, 5+ invul and save, because none of these other tanks do. You know, invul and saves don't always matter, but man, if the stuff's coming in, having that 5+ invul can really save you, make him way tougher. So yeah, I really like this thing. I think it's playable, but I don't think it's like the best really. So can't take that thing. Can't take this. So now we've reached the thing where we can't take a lot of them. So Harvest Lighter and second. I thought they could take that Aquila lander, but it looks like they're not going to be able to. Nope. So they can't take the Arvist later. This thing's goofy. You can have 12 dudes in it. So they don't have any guns base. But they can take like one twin of something type thing. So I mean, twin Hellstrike missiles is not bad. 2 Hellstrike missiles, isn't this basically like 2 last cannons? So you can make a deep strike in, but then the guys can't get out. So it has fly, so it can't be charged. Hard to hit, which is good. Hover jets, repair, vehicle squadron. So it's just a silly little thing you can put your guys in, and it's pretty cool. So I think that's all the stuff these guys can take. I'm going to go down and look. So yeah, that's all the... I'm going to go down and talk a little bit. But yeah, so that's all their Forge World stuff they can take. So like I said, nothing... Oh, I got to go look at the points, yeah. So nothing amazing, really. A lot of the stuff's meh just compared to their base stuff. But, I mean, it's cool stuff. And if you really like it, you can use it and not feel bad for the most part. Alright, so we'll look at them real quick. Armageddon, Powder, Medusa... 103. Now we gotta see. Are the guns expensive? Oh, this is gonna be harder than I thought. Okay, so it looks like most of the main guns don't actually cost money. It costs points. Alright, so 103 is not bad, but I mean, the gun sort of sucks. Arvist Lighter, 115 points. Might as well get a Valkyrie because the Valkyrie has way more guns, but you know, whatever you want. It's an okay little thing. Colossus Bombard, 150. That's okay for what it does. Nothing amazing. I mean, Lehman Russes are just better. That's the problem. They're just so good that it invalidates some of these things for the most part. But I mean, you can still use them. Like that thing's okay. We didn't have that thing. Or did we? We didn't. Okay, good. Earthshaker battery, 80 points, meh. Earthshaker carriage battery. I mean, they're okay points. Like, they're cheaper, but they're just not as... Oh, wait, no, that one was good. The Earthshaker battery was okay for these points. So that's a pretty okay thing. Griffin mortar carrier, meh. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not even that good of a gun. Heavy mortar battery. So, cheapest one, but also the weakest one. I like these guys, but they're not even that much better than the other thing. Than the normal Wyvern. So, I mean, they're usable. You know, they're not awful, but I like the other stuff. I think the other things are better. But Cherry's heavy... Yeah, these dudes are pretty expensive. You can get, like, 3 Lehman Russes for their points, and the Lehman Russes are just better. So, I mean, these are all usable, right? None of these things are unusable, but it's like they're just a point sink. It's like, think like 2 Lehman Russes, yeah, they're easier to blow up, but they just because they have less wounds. But you have 2 things then, and you get number of the shots of the good shots, and since they have the one thing, it's basically times 4 of the good shots. While these things, you get less shots and they're tankier, but once they start going down, they're not even going to be able to hit anything really. So I don't think these things are that amazing. Like, they're usable, but I don't think they're that amazing. Like, they're good if you want like a bigger, heavier tank and you don't want like the Bane blades or anything, but you might as well just take the Bane blades at that point. Like I said, pretty meh, but you can still use them. These things, I think all their guns are expensive, yeah, because that's why this one's so expensive, because his gun's free. I love this guy. He's not super amazingly worth it, but he's not bad, I don't think. Manticore battery. We don't have that. Whoops. Medusa carriage. meh, but I mean, okay. Like I said, this thing, like 300 points because you have to add like the heavy bolters and stuff. So he's pretty expensive, but he's tough. He's tougher than almost all this other stuff that's his point values just because he has that armor save. So I like him. I'm not going to say he's better than the... Well, no, I think he is better than the other things, but he's not that amazing either. Rapier Laser Destroyer, I like that thing. I mean, you only get one shot, but it can do massive damage. So it's cool. I'm not going to say it's amazing, but it's cool. The Scout Tanks, yeah, 55 points is not bad on them. I mean, they're good at the very least. It's just armored Sentinels, you know, even more tanky little things. So they're okay. Yeah, so that's that stuff. Alright, so thank you for watching. I hope the video was okay. I know I saw some people said they wanted me to crank this video out, so that's what I just tried to get it done. Try to do it good for you guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if I missed anything, any helpful hints or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I helped you in any way possible. Thanks. Catch you next time when I do the Big Nights.